Good morning, family. It is a fucking beautiful day. Sun is shining. Went for our walk, got the privilege to eat this morning. You know, I'm not struggling to purchase things like food. So trying to approach life with a little bit more of optimism. You know, days where we wake up and we're not feeling 100%, a lot of it just starts in the brain. And you know, if you allow yourself to let that carry on to the rest of the day, you're just setting yourself up for disaster. So instead of, you know, waking up and sure, maybe you're not feeling your best, still look at the little things in your life that are positives. So that's what I'm trying to adopt, because mentality really trumps everything. You know, if I wake up and it's a gloomy day, it's raining, and you know, I didn't have the best sleep, whatever, sure, I'm not going to feel 100%, but I'm not going to let that carry on. I'm not going to let that change what I'm doing. I'm not going to let that affect things the way it shouldn't be, because like in the grand scheme of things, my life is great. Your life is most likely great. So start approaching life like it is fucking awesome, because it is. We could be in positions that are a lot worse off. I mean, it's cliche to say, but people out there don't have food. People out there don't have water. I get to fucking eat my cream of rice every single day. I get to go to the gym every day. I get to challenge myself doing something hard. And that's a massive privilege. The fact that you get to wake up every day and put yourself through struggle that you choose to put yourself through is already 10 steps ahead of what a lot of people have. I mean, people are not choosing their struggles. People are not choosing to have food and water and things like this. So the ability to choose your hard is already a fucking massive blessing. And I use that word very loosely because I'm not, you know, I'm not spiritual. I don't follow anything, but sometimes you do, you know, feel blessed in that essence. So that's sort of my morning thoughts. And I was walking this morning and I was just thinking, like, how lucky am I to be able to do all this? The fact that I can take my dog for a walk, the fact that I can drive to the gym, the fact that I can challenge myself every day. I can make money in whatever avenue I want online. And it's truly a fucking awesome position to be in. So one piece of advice is just start approaching life like you are winning. Because as I said, if you're not in those positions I discussed before, you're already ahead of a lot of people. Don't beat yourself down for the things you don't have or the things you aren't doing. I mean, it's always good to strive for more, but understand that, you know, the position you are in is also pretty fucking awesome. That's my little speech and spiel for today. But other than that, we are on the road to 100 kilograms, which is exciting as fuck. This morning we woke up at 92.3, I believe. So we're getting closer and closer. And I mean, body composition isn't, sure, it's not where it was when I was at the end of the diet, but it's still in a pretty good place. Like you guys, I'll probably do a little pose at the end of this session today, and you'll see we're still in some decent condition. So extremely exciting. I want to get to those triple digits ASAP. I mean, I'm not rushing anything, but quicker the better in some ways. So getting close, and everything's extremely optimized at the moment. You know, all my meals, I'm not missing any meals. I mean, for me to miss a meal, something's got to go wrong, because I'm a hungry motherfucker all the time. So I look forward to my meals, but you know, I'm staying diligent with my diet. I'm staying diligent with my steps. I'm staying diligent with my supplementation. Everything is just rolling in a really good direction. Life feels really good right now. I don't know how else to describe it, but everything's just really aligning. Like my goals, my direction, I have clarity on it all. And yeah, the timeline is just the only thing that's really hindering me. It's just a matter of time before things like my ultimate goal physique happen, and you know, my competition, my first ever competition happens. Like this is all going to happen, I know for a fact, because I know I'm going to put the work in. I know I'm going to do what needs to be done every single day, but it's just a matter of time. Like bodybuilding is one of those things where you just sort of have to be patient. And if you don't, you're going to rush things. You're going to put your health in a spot that you don't want it to be in. So I am remaining patient. I think that's probably one of my strongest attributes as a person is patience. And I think that sort of goes for every aspect of life. I'm not in any rush to do anything too soon. And I think a lot of people tend to burn out when they do have that mindset where they're trying to rush everything, especially in bodybuilding. It's, as I said, one of those things you can't rush. So patience is a really good tool to adopt as a human being, if I'm quite honest. But yeah, we are on the way to the gym for our back day today. Very excited. We've got deadlifts today. So looking to improve upon those from the last time we trained deads. Obviously, it's a very difficult movement to actually nail down properly, and I've always struggled with perfecting form and stuff. So it's exciting having them back in the routine. One, because I really enjoy deadlifting. I don't think there's any other lift that's as fun because it's just like a brutally hard lift. You get to sling around some heavy ass weight and it's just, I don't know, it just looks like hardcore, looks meathead. So I love that style of lifting. Yeah, deads are back in the program. Hopefully work to what I used to do, which is like 220 kilos for like 2 or 3, I think I got. The form wasn't very good. It was honestly very suboptimal. But if we can get back to that position with better form, then we're winning. It always excites me when I'm training things like legs or back, because as I've said to you, those are body parts I want to bring up, or I need to bring up if I want to be competitive. So I approach these sessions with like a little bit more of a drive and hardcore mentality. Whereas, you know, if I'm going to train arms or something like that, it's just whatever. Like I can go to sleep and train arms and they'll grow, which I got lucky with. So thank you to my parents. But yeah, we got our deads up first. Then we got our other machine movements, and then I think rear delts to finish, or maybe some abs to finish, something like that. Yeah, beautiful day, as I said. Sleep is still a little bit of an issue, which I'm trying to navigate at the moment. Again, I'm not exactly sure what it could be, whether it's the increased androgens, the growth hormone, whatever, but the night sweats and waking up 1 to 2 times a night for no apparent reason is quite annoying. So haven't necessarily been my most energized, but pre-workout fixes that. So had my pre-workout at home. I like to let it brew in the stomach, let that beta alanine tingles come through, and then I'm ready and primed when I get to the gym. There's no sort of messing about once we get there. It's all the active ingredients are flowing in the bloodstream. I'm getting cracked out and ready to throw down. All right, wasn't much yapping on those deadlifts because I just wanted to fucking lock in for those 4 sets. But the first one was like a intense warm up, 2 top sets, 1 back off. Those top sets felt good. It's just, I don't know, the lower back niggle. Obviously the form's not perfect and where I want it to be, but we'll end up getting there. So that back off was like where I emphasized making sure that we're driving where we need to be driving. And moving forward, I probably will just start doing all my sets like that just to minimize injury risk. Because yes, it's fun to just throw some deadlifts, but if your form's not good and you know, one hip is shifting and stuff, it's a recipe for a fucking injury. So anyway, moving on to our back movements now. So we've got a high row machine here. 4 sets. First one's like a little bit harder of a warm up. Then we've got our 2 top sets, 25% reduction, and send it for the last one. Really been fucking with this machine, honestly. I've never really used one like it. So, I mean, I've had access to them. I've just never chosen to. So really fucking solid contraction. Trying to drive our elbows down into our hips. 10. All right, sick. Working set next. Fuck yeah, went 3.5 plates there. So 10 kilos up from last week. Got 12 reps last week with 3, 10 this week with 3.5. So I'll take that as a win. Happy with those reps, happy with the control, the tempo, everything looked nice. We're obviously not going for anything too cute just yet. These first 2 sets are just a bit of slanging and banging, you know, and then that last set's where we really dial in on the form. So happy with those 2. That last set, completely different sensation than those first 2. Felt all in the lat, a little bit upper back, whereas those first 2, the sensation wasn't as great. But I guess that's sort of the beauty of doing both methodologies of training within the same session. So yeah, that's That's our sets done there. Then we'll move on to a lat pull over on the cables, I think. 3 sets now, cable, lat pull down. Pull over, sorry. What we want to focus on here is really sort of obviously bending over, keeping that spine neutral, and then depressing the scap, arms straight and driving into the hip. So quite easy to fuck this movement up. But if you get it right, it's an absolute money movement. 3 sets here. Don't just go stupid heavy on this for the sake of it. Holy. Oh, crazy sensation there, to be honest. Like that was all in the lat, which is what you get when you keep the form strict, depress that scap, drive that elbow through. All right, last back exercise of the day. We've got this sort of neutral row. I'm opting to go with a little bit of a wider handle. I don't really like the close ones. I feel like you can't pull all the way in, whereas here, my elbows are by my side, so I can pull through more so. But important here to make sure we're driving with that elbow. We're not flaring elbow too high. We want this to be as sort of, well, ideally less than 90. So the more elbow tuck we get like this, we're gonna get more bicep. So keeping that there and driving into the lat. All right, first set.